Hello. Say this sentence. You say this sentence. Go ahead, say it. Right. You live in Canada. Good, okay. Now, we're going to make it negative. Say this. Go ahead, say it. Good. You don't live in Canada. Good. Next, make a question. Are you going to make a question now? Go ahead, say it. Right, a question is formed with do or does. In this case, do. Do you live in Canada? Very good, okay. Now make it a negative question, A question, but a negative question, okay? Say it, go. Okay, it's a little harder, right? Do is positive. Don't is negative. So, don't you live in Canada? Don't you live in Canada? Okay. Now, we're going to try the second type of question. You see number 2 here. And you're going to use what's called an end question. Okay? Try to say this question. Go ahead. Right. You just start with a statement. You live in Canada, don't you? You live in Canada, don't you? Now what's tricky about that is you live in Canada is positive. The end of the sentence, don't you, is negative, right? Positive, negative. Now we're going to try another question, this one right here, and now we're going to take the positive and the negative and we're going to change positions. It'll be negative first and positive at the end. Okay, try to say this. Okay, you don't live in Canada, do you? Okay, do you? Do you is positive or affirmative. Okay, now we're going to, as if that wasn't difficult enough, now we're going to make the distinction between you and he or she. Remember, with he, when we're talking about someone, we're going to add s or z, that sound, to the end of the verb. Generally speaking, as you'll see, at least to the end of one of the verbs in the sentence. Here we go. Say this sentence. This is easy. Say it. Go ahead, say it. Right. You make dinner. You make dinner. Good. Now say this sentence. A little harder. We're talking about this boy now. Remember the s. Okay. He makes dinner. So you make dinner, but he makes dinner. Now, we're going to make a negative statement and make it negative. Okay, see up there? Okay, try to say this. You don't make dinner. Okay, so don't is how we make something negative, to say no. But when we're talking about he, or we're saying she, it's not don't, it's going to be doesn't that we use. The z is in the middle of does, doesn't, okay? So you don't, but he doesn't, or she doesn't, okay? All right, try to say this, this statement up here. Right. He, wherever he is, here he is, he doesn't make dinner. Okay, now let's try to make a question. Form a question. Go ahead, say it. Right, that's not hard. Do you make dinner? Very good. Now let's ask about him. If he makes dinner, say it. Remember the zzz. Right. Does. So do you, but does he? Does he? Does he make dinner? Okay, good. Now let's make it a negative question. Okay, we're talking about you now. Go ahead. Okay, we're not going to say do, we're going to say don't. Don't. So don't you make dinner? Okay, now let's ask about, say he this time. Say this question. Remember the zzz in the middle of don't. Right, it becomes, okay, good. Does, okay, so it's negative, it's a question, and then it's negative. Doesn't he make dinner? Notice something important. We say he makes, but he doesn't make. Make. We don't say makes. No, the S disappears. We say he makes, he doesn't make. The same with a question. He makes, but does he make? No. Okay. Or in the negative question, it's the same. We say he makes, but doesn't he make? So, doesn't he make dinner? Try this. The second type of question, talking about you now. Go ahead, say it. Okay. You make dinner, don't you? You make dinner, don't you? So we start with the affirmative or positive. You make dinner, don't you? And we end with the negative. Okay, now we're going to turn, well, let's talk about him first of all. All right, this guy right here. How would you say this question right here, the second type of question, as you see, about this boy? Go ahead. Okay, he makes, you make, he makes. He makes dinner. Okay, that's affirmative, it's positive, but over here negative. He makes dinner, doesn't he? Okay, last of all, second type of question, and we're going to talk about you first, and we're going to start with a negative statement. So negative first, positive or affirmative at the end. Here we go. Try to say this. Okay, you don't make dinner. You don't make dinner, do you? So negative first, you don't make dinner, positive or affirmative at the end. Do you? All right, let's try with talking about the boy here, about this boy. Say that question. Okay, we start with the negative. He doesn't. Now, is it he doesn't makes? He doesn't make? Which is it? Right. He does, there's the z or the s. He doesn't make. He doesn't make dinner, does he? So we start negative, we end affirmative or positive. He doesn't make dinner, does he? Okay. That's difficult, isn't it? Yes, that is very difficult. Well, you have exercises to do under this video, which will give you more practice. And you'll also start to learn about the verb be. Be is a difficult, strange verb also. I am, you are, he is, she is. I am a teacher. I am a father. I am an American. All right. You are a student. You are a boy or a girl. You are Mexican or Venezuelan or French. Okay? So that's the verb to be, and we'll talk about it at the beginning of the next lesson. Goodbye.